Hello, sunshines. I hope that you are doing well. Welcome back. Oh my gosh, after doing the edits in the 3 garden beds, I am so happy. When I walked out the next day, I walked down the staircase and looked over at the pathway that we did on the hillside garden last, and I was like, this is what I needed. I needed to do some editing to these gardens, and I'm so happy. And so yesterday, I took a full day. It was like overcast. It was beautiful. And I just spent time in the garden. I just spent so much time, hours in the garden. Yes. Okay. Roll the clip. Today's work is to go ahead and thin out. These tomatoes are loaded, and I need to actually collect some and cut back these leaves some, which I started over there. And so far, this is the harvest. I gotta keep going. That's today's project. Yep, that's the clip. Just 30 seconds. Because I just was moving so much, getting so much done, and it was just a day that I needed to myself in the garden. And so I was able to get these tomatoes and these 2 garden beds behind me situated that are still technically, I guess, somebody needs to lay an egg, still technically, I guess, a part of the hillside garden. And so let me turn the camera around and show you the bed because it looks so much better now. I worked so hard. The tomatoes just got out of control, and I told myself that I was going to stay up on pruning and do all the things, and I was. But then we had a heat wave and a heat wave, and then another, and it just got away from me. But now that they're all tied up, I have to show you, they are looking amazing. Okay, so here we are. The garden bed is looking amazing. If you haven't seen an okra flower, let me show you because it's absolutely gorgeous. This is my okra plant, and it produces this beautiful flower before it actually creates okra. And look, I'll need to pick that soon because once okra comes up, it comes up. So I cleaned out all this bed. So I cleaned out these beds, and look at the tomatoes. I thinned out the tomatoes. I'm sorry, the chickens are going wild. But I was able to like cut off all the leaves, take off all the suckers, and they absolutely look amazing. Um, right here we have some beets. Nothing's in this bed because we're going to make some changes, but I want to show you all this tomato is so huge, and all the tomatoes are so huge, and that's why I needed to really take time in the bed because the stakes that I originally put in were falling and breaking because the tomato plant is just doing so good and it's so heavy. So yeah, so I took off all the leaves, stripped all the leaves, just about all of them, and took off all the suckers, and this is what we're looking like. So in this bed we have just 3 tomato plants, 4 actually. This one right here. And these tomatoes stay green and they ripen and they're snacking tomatoes. I absolutely love them. And then we have some peppers and we have some basil in here. We had so many huge cucumbers as well in this on this plant. I only planted 1 cucumber plant this year and I don't need another one. I have gotten so many cucumbers. And look at our dahlias. These are the dahlias that we started that I grabbed from, I think it was Home Depot. And at first I was like, I don't like them because they're not dinner plate. So I didn't know that they were going to be so small, but I absolutely love them. And I love them in this area right here. I think it looks so pretty. Look at that bloom. And then when you go over to this bed, the same thing is there was 4 tomatoes in here. 1 actually died early on, but look at how beautiful those tomatoes are looking. And then we have an eggplant here and some more basil and parsley, and then we have peppers in the back, and then some more of those snacking tomatoes, and then we have beautiful dahlias growing up in here. Now these are dinner plate dahlias, and I've been cutting them and making my bouquets. And isn't she gorgeous? So yeah. And then in here we have a volunteer. I really do think it's a pumpkin. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna just let it go. And so we have sedum over here. We have those two arborvitaes and these sedums. And these sedums I actually started from like one little stem. And then we have back here penstemon. And I thought this was Midnight Masquerade, but it's not. It's actually called Dark Tower. I didn't cut it back because I actually like the the bloom, like the seed pods, and maybe I'll get some free plants. So yeah, that one is pretty big and it's nice. So I thought I had Midnight Masquerade, but I don't. I have Dark Towers. But guess what we'll plant today? I got my hands on some Midnight Masquerade. So let's go see where we're going to plant those. So since doing edits in the bed, these edits have created more opportunity for planting. And so I love how the beds look now that I've edited them. Look at what I cut off by accident. Now that I've edited them and taking things out and cutting things back. Well, I don't think I took anything out of here. I did a lot of cutting back in here, but it opened up so much opportunity to see where I can actually plant some things. The other thing is, if you pay attention to daylilies take up, their foliage take up a lot of residency, is what I realized, in your space. And so as I've been deadheading and cutting them back, what's not needed, I've noticed, like, look at all the space underneath the foliage of the daylilies. And so I don't know, I may dig these up and divide them, but I do like them here. But we're going to see if I'm going to divide them, because they are huge clumps. But there's a whole space in here, like, and then when you cut back the bees balm, you see it leaves a lot of space too. Now the bees balm will grow up from wherever it is. So even if I plant something close to it or right in it, it'll grow up. So I'm thinking about something for here. But I did get my hands on these 3 Midnight Masquerade penstemon. And the penstemon that I have over there, the Dark Towers, it actually blooms pink. And these bloom purple. They need full sun. This will get, let's see what the specs are, 36 to 40 inches tall. So it does get tall and wide, I think. Yeah. Okay. So I found spots for them. I want to tuck this one in right here. I think that would be so nice growing up in that space. And look, our coneflowers are doing lovely. So I have 3, so I want to tuck one in there. And then right back here behind this monarch daisy is a space. So that right here is a daylily. And once again, the foliage took up all the residency. So I want to get this tucked in right here. Hopefully there's no concrete. And then on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and tuck one in here. I had a couple of spaces to choose from, but I chose that space. Down here is, I think I showed you, a salvia I just planted. I keep forgetting it's there. But once again, this area right here was mostly daylily, which is back there. And we have some sedum that's just growing in here. I think I put it in here, but I don't mind it. And then this whole area was bee balm. And so once I cut it back, it's blank. So I'm going to stick that there. And then we have space here. We have space everywhere. I thought about putting it in here, but I like the fact that it's kind of back there. And so the space is looking good with all the cutting back that we did. And I'm loving underneath the bench still. I don't know if y'all can hear these chickens. It is morning time, and so it is laying time. So they are going off. But it looks absolutely beautiful. So I got my shovel, and I'm going to go ahead and get these in the ground. So hopefully I don't run into any concrete, which is what happens in this garden bed. And there is concrete right there. That's probably why I have nothing here. I'm going to try to see if I can get it out. That is probably why there's nothing here. And it seems like the entire thing. I wonder if it will be fine because it's still deep enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chance it and I'm going to watch it. Is I'm going to leave a bunch of soil down and build it up and try to grow this penstemon on top of that concrete. I'm going to do some more research because there are certain plants that will just die when they're near concrete. I don't think penstemon is one of them, but I really want this here. So I'm thinking what I'll do is plant it up on top of the dirt and kind of build it up. Go get some more soil to put around it and see what happens. Might not need more soil to put around it. This might be enough. Okay. I will get more soil. I'll do that later. Actually, I'll do it now before I forget. Be right back. So we're going to do a change of plans with that penstemon because when I went to get the soil and I went to grab my gloves, I came back and I Googled, will the penstemon have a problem with the cement underneath? And it will, because what will happen is the cement leaches lime or something like that, and so it might not grow. So I'm going to move that. That's going to have to be an area for some type of ground cover, but I'm going to still stay in this area. I'm just going to move it over here in between the daylilies, I think. So I'm going to pull that out, even though that's not a hard thing to do. Cover that. And that's why that area is empty. So let's hope we don't have the same problem right here. So we have two groupings of daylilies, and I can always, you know, edit out the daylilies. Let's see. How about I move you up right in here? There you go. Concrete. Oh my gosh, this penstemon does not want to be over here. That's not coming out. So that explains to me and reminds me why I have holes in certain places. Sedum will go there. Let's go right in the middle over here. Oh, we're going to put this in over here somewhere. I could go back here, but I don't. I'm going to sacrifice some of the bee balm. There we go. And there's a piece of concrete right here. You guys probably can't see it, but it's a little further away. Sometimes you forget why you have certain positionings in your garden, but that explains a lot. Okay. This is supposed to be a real quick planting. And although there's concrete to the side, I'm going to chance it. I'm going to watch it and see what happens. Because it seems unavoidable at this point in this section. Gonna have to look up some things that are okay to plant, but I'm thinking already seed them. I'm thinking seed them will do just fine. Sorry, bee balm. And I don't remember that being an issue on this side. See what happens. Now that's more like it. I think I would have cried. I definitely don't think we'll have a problem over here. Okay, we got them all in. But this first one, I definitely wasn't expecting that. This was supposed to be an easy peasy, quick little plant up, no sweat, no tears. But it almost turned into both. So that reminds me why this is so empty and over there is empty, but we propagated all that sedum. So I'm thinking I'll be able to put some of that dark sedum here and the autumn joy sedum. But anyway, the penstemon looks great. It is next to the butterfly bush. I hope they work well together. But that concrete was, oh, too much. I don't know. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to watch it. Everything already has watered. This one went in easy peasy. No problems there. That looks great there. I really love that placement. Tucked in. And then the other one is tucked in over here. And so we're going to just keep hacking away at this garden, all the garden areas. I'm loving that the delphinium might get another bloom off of that. Let me check the other one. I didn't cut this back because, nope, it still has no new growth at the bottom. So that one will stay. One last look. So guys, that's going to do it for today. A lot shorter video than the last few videos, but you know, gotta do some slow gardening, gotta enjoy the garden space. You know, I get a lot done, but I was glad to just be able to put one single plant, the penstemon, in the ground today. Midnight Masquerade. Until next time, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to leave a comment because I will talk back. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you've done all three. Thank you. If you haven't, please consider. But until next time, blessings. Bye.